Thank you. I'm Leon, and I'm going to talk about cryptographically agile password hashing with CryptPassphrase. What's cryptographic agility? Cryptographic agility is the ability to change the cipher that you use when you need to change it. And why would you want that? Well, password hashing is a bit of a work in progress. Unlike most forms of cryptography, things have actually changed meaningfully in the past less than decade. It's there are many hashes that have been used for passwords. A lot of simple hashes have been used, like MD5 and SHA, and these are not really suitable for passwords in the first place. There have been several other schemes to compensate for this. Some of those have issues, some of those issues, and even when you are using a good cipher, the settings may not be sufficient, because good password hashes have security settings, but the right settings for the year 2005 are certainly not the right year for settings for the year 2021. So therefore, CryptPassphrase. What is it? Essentially, it's a combination of a single encoder that you've configured to encode passwords exactly the way that you want to, and 0 or more validators that can validate passwords, but that will not be created anymore for future use. For example, a simple configuration for CryptPassphrase can look like this. Here you specify, I want to encode any new passwords in Argon 2. However, I will also accept passwords that are encoded using bcrypt. The module comes with 3 methods. The first, hash password, does exactly what you expect it to do. It uses the encoder to hash the password so that you can store that. Then there's verify password, which will identify which of the allowed verifiers is the appropriate one for your password, and then verify, is this correct? However, there is a third method, which is actually very important. Needs rehash. This will look at your hash and tell you if it's correctly encoded for the new encoding, or if it's in an old encoding, or if it's, for example, using an old setting that's no longer deemed secure enough. This way, you can upgrade your passwords incrementally from an older, less safe encoding to a newer, more safe encoding. In fact, you can do this so gradually that you can first switch to using this module and only afterwards actually switch the cipher, which makes for a very easy transition. The configuration doesn't even have to be hard-coded. You can actually make this part of the configuration of your app and then just change the entire cipher just by changing a setting. It's available for Perl and for Raku. The Perl one currently has more backends, but that will hopefully be resolved in the future. But also in Raku, you shouldn't be needing most of the legacy encodings anyway. Thank you for your attention. Not hearing a gong, Geoffrey.